about
Oh man. When I say it's going down, it is going down. What's up with the brethren? What's good? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to another installation of Business Decision Sports, brought to you by the EBH Black Show, where we have casual debates by the casual fans, but I don't have the casual posse with me. I got my guys with me, 3/4 of the four horsemen. I got my man Big John over here. Then I guess it's this one. No, I guess it's that one.
in the middle is
My guy right there, right? My guy right there, the smooth Seminole himself. We're going to hear about a lot of things tonight, but we got to talk all things Maxx Crosby. We're going to talk about Maxx Crosby and the Ravens shenanigans again. Then we're going to talk about Dak Prescott. He had that prenup. And then he told the wifey or the fiance, hey, you don't sign, we don't get married. So they broke up. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that. And then we're going to talk about something that I really keep just irking my skin a little bit is Clarissa Shields. And can she really fight men thing? So we're going to talk about a little bit of that at the end. But right now, go on and hit that like, subscribe, hit the share button so we can go on and talk about these things. But what's up with my brethren, though?
What's up, man?
busy time for your boy.
Oh yeah, but the NFL offseason is pretty good this year. I mean, it's been exciting from the beginning. And before we get into that, I wanted to talk about some things. Did you see that? As I was perusing the internet, I saw a couple things, and I was like, I gotta talk to the guys about this. So my very first thing that I want to talk about, did you see that, is $1 million if you last 30 seconds. Who you fighting? Wilder, Foreman, Tyson, or Tank Davis? Who you guys fighting? 30 seconds, $1 million. 30 seconds. Who you gonna fight, and could you last?
I need to know the rules.
What's the
Because what's the rules? Because if all I gotta do is just keep moving, like I could do whatever I want in that ring, then it's Foreman. Give me Foreman in his old days, and I just keep moving and doing whatever.
we talk about it. You talking about these guys in their prime?
Oh, in their prime?
Yeah, in their prime.
I got 50 pounds on Tank. I played Tank. He'll pepper the shit out of me, but he's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I think I would agree with
Not
that.
in 30 seconds.
Well, you
30
guys
seconds.
are, yeah, you guys are bigger than me, so I mean, I get that for you guys, but for me, I need maneuverability. I still might go Foreman.
Man, if I was gonna fight for 30 seconds, I'm going either with Tank or Wilder. Because Wilder is not the most
Technically sound.
Yeah, technically sound. His footwork is kind of off. I think I could at least, you know what I'm saying, move around a little bit. I might try to catch him with one before he hit me with a couple.
If he hits me with that left, it's night for me, for your boy. So I mean, it is a bit looping, so I could see it coming. Doesn't mean I'll be able to avoid it, but
yeah. But I think I would go. I think I would go with my guy with either one of those two. So, do you think you can last 30 seconds?
I can run, absolutely. If you're telling me I have to stand in the middle like I'm Max Holloway and point down and I have to throw like a number of punches, no thanks. I'll sit in the stands and watch whomever want to last 30 seconds for $1 million.
Man.
Now Logan Paul,
I don't know about
I'll
Tyson in
fight.
his prime, but
No, hell
30
no.
seconds in my prime, I would fight. Actually,
Yo,
I would fight any of those guys.
Yo, Tyson in his prime. Do y'all ever see the Friday the 13th Jason Takes Manhattan?
Yeah.
What he did to that boxer? That would be Mike Tyson to my dome. He would Jason Voorhees uppercut my dome off. He'd roll my head down into a dumpster. No thanks. That's a
Yeah.
Oh,
hard
he's
pass
clearly
there.
of those the big guys. He's clearly the fastest in them.
Yeah,
But
that's no.
middleweight
Yeah,
speed, heavyweight power.
Flight
Yeah.
for damn sure. Give me my wings. I need a passport. I need to be clear for takeoff because it's
Yeah.
flight.
So if it's me in my prime too, and yeah, I'm going with Tank in my prime, and I think I could last 30 seconds. But like you say, he'll
It's
pepper
kind
you.
of a weird question. Like, I mean, look at that lineup. Like, he, no disrespect to Tank, he's a Hall of Fame boxer, but like, he ain't got no business being like that's like he shouldn't be in of the four people. Like, he shouldn't be grouped with those guys. He should be grouped with like Floyd and Sugar Ray Leonard and Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like crazy. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be in there with three monster heavyweights.
Okay.
It's kind of
I think
weird.
that would be a better question. 30 seconds for like MMA rules, because then you can incorporate wrestling and kickboxing and stuff.
I'd still want, if that's the case, I still would want to fight Mike Glass because I don't want to get hit with a 4-ounce glove either.
With nothing.
Mm.
I don't want. I don't even want him. I don't even want him stalking me around. I'm cool.
Yo, I don't want Mike Tyson from Hangover days. Like no, I just no.
Right.
No.
Right. And then, so speaking of fighting, because we got a little thing, because later on we're going to talk about Clarissa Shields fighting men. I don't know if you guys, I don't know what the audience is of this audience, the age of this audience, but do you remember what OPP was? Remember that song, You Down with OPP?
OPP?
By Nature?
Only by Nature, yeah.
Yeah, you know me.
Right. So my man Tretch had a daughter. Remember, he was married to Pepper, I think, of Salt and Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And so the daughter got in a ring and she decided she wanted to try the sweet science. Did y'all see that?
No, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't see it? I should have, damn it.
Just based on your phrasing right now, I'm afraid. Because you
Oh,
said try the sweet science.
oh yeah, I'm so stupid for not clipping that.
Wait, so she just thought she was tough, or was she actual boxer?
So she went in there and started training and to become a boxer. And so I guess one of these networks decided that they were going to start matching these people together. So they put her into a fight with a kickbox, Olympic gold medal.
Oh man,
gold medalist kickboxer.
You gotta tell me no more.
And she took a triple uppercut and went to sleep.
Yo, she starched her?
Huh?
She fully starched her? She went starch?
Yeah. I'm about to show it. I'm going to show it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to go show it. So it says, wow. And so Tretch got upset about it. And this is what he said. And this is kind of like the backstory. Wow, as you heard, this is the daughter of Tretch and Pepper, who was just brutally knocked out in her boxing debut by a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in Taekwondo. They are calling it the most violent knockout out in Misfits boxing history. Not only am I mad that this fight was even made, but so are the fans. They are calling out her husband for this disaster, saying he manipulated her and is one responsible for taking this fight to the people. And one of the people is Tretch. He's very upset with her husband who made her do all this. Tretch apparently was against this and tried to stop it from happening. And then Tretch, if you guys don't remember, You know, he goes off on his daughter's name is Egypt. And he posted, to my darling daughter Egypt, when you marry a clout chasing clown like this that brainwashes you to take care of him and to have him to train you and set you up, what did you expect? I love you. As far as him and the team around you, y'all put my daughter in harm's way. That bitch karma coming back quick. You reap what you sow. Boy. So
I mean,
So wait, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting this right though. So she trained, so she was a novice and she was training to kickstart a boxing career and was fighting somebody that was already accomplished.
well, the girl
On
that she was
top of
fighting,
being a man,
the girl she was fighting was
was
a
another girl. Was a girl.
gold medalist.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. But her, like, was this like her first bout with somebody? Like,
Yeah,
had she
it was her
already got her feet
debut.
wet?
No, it
yeah.
was her
Oh my
debut.
god!
It was
I
her
mean, that's just
debut.
stupid, man. Like,
That's crazy. I
Hold
mean,
on, I'm about to
ooh,
I'm about to grab it. I'm about to
I'm about to say, did this fight last a minute? Yo, I mean, granted, she's not a pro boxer she's facing, but still, someone that's an athlete, an Olympic gold medalist, an athlete, oh,
yeah, that's
oh, that's man, they're going hard after the husband. Damn.
right. That's what I was thinking. Let me see. Here we go.
Well, let me zoom in then. Yep. Whoa. Hold up. So,
Oh no, I don't want to play this one because it's got
oh man, they playing the music too.
yo, she looks. Oh my God.
Oh!
Jesus. Yeah. First of all, hold up. Go back to the other one, and just don't play it, Black. God damn. Like, go. Yeah. Just hold up. Yeah. Go back to that, but just don't play anything. Like, if you look at them standing up, this girl is like a half a foot taller than her, and she looks like she's 30 pounds heavier.
Ooh, she hit face first too.
Yeah, and she fucking face planted. Bink.
Oh yeah.
It says she's never been in a fight. How long was she training for this?
It doesn't look like long because that was horrendous defense. She went
said,
in.
She's lucky that other girl can't fight all that well because she could have got seriously fucking hurt, man. She's lucky she only got knocked out like that.
Jeez.
If she would have fought a straight boxer, like an accomplished boxer, she would have gotten hurt really bad, or could have gotten hurt really bad.
So
That girl's punches ain't all that. Like watching that girl throw punches, the other one, she got lucky. She got lucky. That's all she got.
So the girl essentially came out later and was saying, stop coming after her husband, essentially talking to her father and everybody else. She was like, it's part of boxing. She wanted to try it. You never know until you try it. And she wanted to do it. And the other girl was coming out from, I guess she hadn't worked out in a while or whatever. And she was jumpstarting her career or whatnot. So that
Still got
she
a skill
felt
set,
like
though. It's different.
storm, or at least a good opportunity, because at least this girl hasn't been fighting, like you said, like a woman that's already been boxing continually and just go out there and put her toes in the water, and she face planted into it, and it just looked bad. Let me read this, these comments from my man, Macho Man Randy Average, the best name on YouTube. You saying he was checking in? Got to be up early for school in the AM. Thanks for hacking in. Up, gang. He said her husband couldn't borrow any baby powder from John, so he had an Olympic gold medalist handle it. Why did he set that thing up? Hold on.
So was it the husband that set it all up, or was he just egging her to do it? Like a celebrity boxing match style? Like, that's the backstory and stuff I want to know. Because
Right.
Don't get it wrong. As much as I may hate the old pain in the ass ex-wife now, like if she'd have came to me and said, "Hey, I was thinking about boxing," not that I would discourage. I would just look at her and be like, "Are you sure?" And then I would be less inclined to encourage her if she said, "Yeah, I'm fighting this girl," and then I look her up and, oh, she won an Olympic gold medal in Taekwondo. I get it, it's not boxing, but she formally trains. Like she kind of elite.
Oh, bitch, just funny. Come on with it. Oh, boy, y'all rather piss off that crew than piss off Potter. Oh, it's funny. Keep on laughing. Bring your face over here. Play that shit.
Wow.
So I guess what kind of happened was she said she wanted to try it. She supported him. He supported her. And that's what happened. And I guess what he's saying is he should have stepped in, like you said. But if she want to do it, then shoot, let her do it. But I wouldn't advise it either, because
I don't understand how. So she obviously has a team around her too, right? Like,
yeah,
didn't anybody pick up on, this girl cannot fight?
hey,
I mean, hold up. To be fair, now we've seen it in the highest of highs. I mean, just think of when Ronda Rousey fought in the UFC. Her idiot corner man, the day she got her face kicked in by Holly Holm, in that between the first and second rounds, he's telling her, "Oh, keep it up. Your footwork looks great. Keep getting in there. You're gonna wear her out." Like, hey, even the elite of elite athletes can have terrible fucking coaching.
yeah, for sure. She just wanted to see if she could fight, and she found out she couldn't. Well, not yet.
I hope to God she don't think she's stepping back in the ring again, because then I will go full blast on her husband. Like, yo,
she did respond to it. I might.
Mhm.
She did respond, and she essentially said, "Don't blame her team. Don't blame her husband. You don't know until you try." She wanted to try it. She thought it was a good opportunity. The girl, essentially, she underestimated it because the girl was inactive, and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's part of being a boxer. You're gonna take some losses.
Right.
And she said, and she was like, essentially, like, "I'm glad I didn't have to end up in the hospital." Essentially, she said that exactly. So I don't think it's any more than that. And that's how I took it from the beginning. Like, no one makes you walk in there. Boxing, you don't play boxing. Everybody knows that. You don't play it. And she wasn't playing. She went in there. And people don't know unless you actually really been in there before. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't really been in there before, it's a different animal. So people, you gotta find out. So she went in there and found out. And I salute to her. I understand Tretch pissed off, but he really just showed how he really feel about son-in-law.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also, you know how dads are.
And other people's, what'd you say?
Yeah, but you know how I mean, that's the way. I mean, look, I can't front. Would I be protective of my daughters? Goddamn right, I will be. But I mean, she is a grown ass adult too. So at some time, you just got to be like, you know what? Hey, just goes to show you, even my daughter ain't the smartest, the brightest crayon in the box sometimes.
Yeah, well, she got knocked the fuck out.
That's the drop you should have had ready. Got knocked the fuck out.
All right. Run, Forrest, run. I know y'all seen this. If y'all ain't seen this, you need to see it.
Whoa! Nathan Martin! Nathan Martin! Nathan! Oh my gosh!
I mean, you always want to hope that you can pull off a win. And at the end of the day, it's just about getting out here, pushing yourself. And I'm just super fortunate that I ended up with a win today. Every time we got to a match where there were a lot of people yelling, it just pumped me up and ended up going a little bit faster every time.
So,
God damn, looks like those Cameroon legs ran out on him.
Dude, my man, My man, the American, had a rocket up his ass there in that last stretch. I mean, look at him just zoom in there, bro. That's
He had at least another 100 yards in him and everything. He was like, I'm about to snatch old bro, because dude was essentially in cruise control because he probably was thinking he was going to win it. He was like pacing himself.
like he totally caught him by surprise, and then he goes to lunge and he loses his own legs and he face plants into the pavement.
Yeah, he hurt them feet a little too late on Call of Duty.
And dude,
Bam.
For the feet.
When my guy woke up, he went back to talking with that. he didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh shit, we're done. Well, that's the show for tonight, folks.
We're back.
Well, that's the show for tonight. Thanks, guys.
Look, he's ass up. Watch him. Watch. Look.
Dude,
where's the other
and the damn tape couldn't even catch him.
Here goes what? Boom, ass up.
Yo, he had that Tua pose. Yo, you know the first thing he asked before he started clicking his tongue? He looked around and he said, Did we win?
Yes.
Did we win? Did we win? Yo. Like, no, my guy, you had a standing 30 count.
Look, he was like, he thought the people was yelling for him. Oh, it was
the other video that they have where they show the wide shot of how far he was behind, and they keep the wide shot and you see it the whole way. Like, he literally looks like he had a rocket, like an Acme rocket, like he's Wile E. Coyote right up his ass. He comes flying past.
The thing is just a streamer though. Like, even if he would have won that race, like, what did he think he was grabbing onto? My man's cheeks were going up no matter what.
Man.
Yo, that paper was not saving him there. He got caught, but he got caught like in a horror movie.
That paper ain't gonna do nothing, man.
It was terrible. Like, so
there's a chance of Pinata trying to hold you up.
American won that marathon like in a long time, and that was like that was good. Like, it doesn't really get any closer than that, and that goes to show you don't matter how you start, but how you finish.
Yo, play Freebird, baby. Just like the U.S. Olympic hockey team. Americans coming out of nowhere. Play Freebird, baby.
I meant to talk to you about that. I actually watched that. So let's get into the Bam Bam show last night. Bam was like, it was Wilt, then me. No, he says Wilt, Bam, then Kobe. That's what he said. He scored 83 points last night. 43 or something in the first half?
36 of 43 from the foul line.
Yeah, he shot 43 free throws.
I'm glad you brought that up. So here's my question to y'all, because I didn't even watch it. I saw a couple clips or whatever. I didn't feel no energy from it or whatever. Because even if I would have heard Kobe score 81, I didn't see the game, I was going to go look at it. I don't have the same feeling about it because I heard of the free throw differential. So I was like, is this even really going to be remembered like that? And what do you guys think about the 83 points in the free throw differential or whatever it was? And since you brought it up, John, what you think about that, bro?
I mean, you go by the rest of the box score. I think he shot like less than 33% from 3-point land. Well, he's not a 3-point shooter anyway, but he threw up 22 of them. I mean, you can't 83 is 83, but box score wise, like, he didn't have like a good game. Like, he was under 50% from the field. Like I said, 33% or less from 3-point land. But I mean, hey. I guess you can say he still had a good game because 36 of his he almost dropped 47 in field goals. So I mean, still a good game, but I mean, yeah, I would say that it was more enjoyable watching Kobe's performance.
I mean, like, how did he get to the line so much though?
That was like watching Tim Duncan's big game.
Yo, no, the crazy stat was the stat that when we were in our group chat, and the crazy stat is he had that many free throws, and not a single dude in the opposition managed to foul out.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, how does that happen? Like, everybody was sharing them fouls. Like, he was getting, they were fouling him like they were turning the doorknob, if you get what I mean.
Damn.
But
if you watch the game, it kind of looks like at one point what was going on.
I mean,
especially as the game was wearing on, like it was almost like they were putting them there on purpose.
I mean, will we remember it? Yes, because like John said, like 83 is 83, no matter how you slice it. But when we think of like Kobe's game, like we remember it was against the Raptors, and I mean Jalen Rose got worked.
Right.
Like that's the game that everybody mocks Jalen Rose for, and Jalen's like, hey, I got like, yeah, I got a lot dropped on my head that day, but that's Kobe though. That's Kobe.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a legendary performance by a legendary player in his prime. Also, fun fact, that was only the second best thing that happened that day.
What was the first?
Steelers beating the Broncos in the AFC Championship on their way to go to Super Bowl 40.
Had to slide that in there.
I mean, it was on the Sports Illustrated cover, like the Steelers going to Super Bowl, and there's the little thing. Oh yeah, Kobe drops. I have the Sports Illustrated cover. That's how sick that week was. That Sunday afternoon. But like you remember, like notable performance. My question is, I've never seen Wilt's box score. I'm curious, how many free throws did Wilt shoot for his 100?
Okay,
probably not a lot because he was a horrible shooter.
Okay, Google. What was Wilt Chamberlain's box score in his 100-point game?
Wilt was a very bad foul shooter.
Wilt Chamberlain set the NBA single-game scoring record for the Philadelphia Warriors against the New York Knicks. The stat line, category, stat, points, 100. Field goals, 36 to 63. Free throws, 28 to 32. Rebounds.
Okay. So he shot 28 of 32 that day.
57.1%.
That's actually pretty amazing for him.
87.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're gonna crown Wilt for his 100-point game, I mean, he shot 32, which back in that day is plenty. Like if you average it out, 32 back then is like 45, 50 here.
Yeah,
in this day and age. So
not really. Not really. Didn't have a 3-point line. That was really kind of part of the game back then. I mean, not like everybody was shooting 30 foul shots every night, but
right. But I'm just saying, like the number in terms of like the number and like how they institute like the hacks and stuff like that now. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he would have Wilt would have probably shot 50 some odd.
I'm curious if he shot them. I'm curious if he shot them underhand.
For the free throws?
Yeah, he shot a whole season underhand a couple different times.
Yeah,
because he wasn't a good free throw shooter.
I'm gonna go back and look at that game because, like you said, 83 is 83. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, if I was able to put my name next to Kobe's, I'm gonna do it too. You know, and it is what it is. Congratulations to Bam, and it is what it is. But I'm gonna go look at the game. So
I mean, I don't have
an opinion on it really.
I mean, at least this way, he now knows that he's guaranteed to have at least something in the Hall of Fame.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. What's up with my boy, the Dirty Raider?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up with it? Have you been here before? These my guys, John and Josh. Yeah, I do the Raiders podcast with them, and he got his own channel as well. So
that Pebble Beach behind you?
Pebble Beach. So
yeah, I'm sitting on the 17th.
You pulled
like
up
17.
You pulled up at the right time too. Because guess what we about to talk about now? Are the Raiders maxed out? Now, I saw a clip that kind of sums up a little bit of how the the feeling of what's going on is, and I just want to talk about it a little bit because I've been going back and forth a little bit and seeing some things. And let's talk about this Maxx Crosby trade. But let's look at this video first, and this encapsulate what kind of happened. If you don't know, if you're living underneath a rock or the 17th hole somewhere, if you're living in the 17th hole.
Maxx Crosby is still a Raider. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of the deal. After agreeing to trade 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby, they brought him in, they did their physical, and they failed him. You know when this happens? When teams feel that the media or their fans feel that they got ripped off and they don't want to go through with it. And this is their way of being able to back out. The Ravens knew Maxx Crosby had an injury. They knew he was coming back from a surgery. They knew he was going to have the physical and wasn't going to be able to pass it. But most of the time, NFL teams overlooked that. But everybody was saying how bad the Ravens got fleeced in this deal. And then not only that, they didn't even get to re-sign their center because the Raiders took him too. This right here, I'll be honest with you, it's a bitch move by the Baltimore Ravens. And now the Raiders have to figure out what to do with Maxx Crosby. Raider fans were always saying goodbye. Some of them even burned their jersey. Now does Maxx Crosby go to the Dallas Cowboys in the original first-second deal?
Nope.
Or does he stay with the Raiders and they figure out the salary cap?
Well, that last part, there's nothing to figure out.
So
you're not getting nothing more than a second or a third from Maxx at this point right now.
So last week, the Ravens had signed Crosby to a 3-year, $106 million deal. And the Raiders agreed to trade him in exchange for 2 first-round picks. And they went through the weekend. And my opinion is, not that I agree with him totally, my opinion is they heard what was going on and they didn't like what they were hearing.
You got bounced.
I think they also looked at took the physical, and they're like they see some long-term question marks. I think that's what it is. And the reason why I say that is because they even had Dallas surgeon, a surgeon that like a lot of other teams use, look at it. And then once he looked at it, Dallas was like, I'm cool too. Because it's not like Jerry Jones wouldn't have tried to still get Maxx Crosby if he could, right? He would have threw something out there. But I think he saw something in them images that wasn't right. So they was like, we cool. So I'm thinking there might be something a little bit more long-term issue, not immediate. I think the Raiders know that. So I think the Raiders tried to finesse the Ravens, and the Ravens backed out of it. Now, was it a bitch move? I don't think it was a bitch move. Shoot, they didn't sign no paperwork. I understand it was a gentleman's agreement, but just because I go look at a house don't mean I got to go buy the house. So at the end of the day, I don't think it was a bitch move. The Ravens are generally known as a good franchise. I know lately they've done a couple of things, but they didn't violate no rules. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think it was a bitch move? And I'm Dirty. I'm gonna let you go first because you the Raider. Well, John, you're a Raider fan, but he's a guest tonight. So, Dirty, you ready? Or
You can go first, man. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes, it was a bitch move. It was one of the biggest bitch moves of all times in the NFL. And all for opposite reasons of what you're stating. The reason they backed out of the Maxx Crosby deal was because they weren't expecting to lose as many players as they lost on their defense, especially to the Giants. Harbaugh came and took his guys back. Like, okay, y'all fired me. Well, I'm gonna take something from you, something very important that you need, these key defensive pieces. Once they started losing them, and then they lost Isaiah Likely to the Giants as well, They lost 4 players to the Giants. They lost 6 players in total, and they were having a very hard time getting anybody to come into the building. One of the reasons why they had to restructure Lamar Jackson's contract, and I think they only did that to make him a more viable trade option for other teams because they need draft capital at this point. They also realized that number 1 pick that we were going to get next year was going to be a top 10 pick because they could not build their defense. I believe the Trey Hendrickson excuse is just what it is. An excuse. It's a flat out bull statement lie. You were not in on Trey Hendrickson because you didn't have the money for a Trey Hendrickson. Once you realized that you could get a Trey Hendrickson, you had to weigh the options of a Trey that is 25 or a Maxx Crosby that is 29. People say they're the same player. That is not true. Maxx Crosby is way better than Trey Hendrickson. He can play run and pass. Trey can only play pass. He cannot stop the run. So they kind of wanted to be bitches about it. We need our number 1 draft pick because we have to draft something on our defense because it's lacking at this point in time. Yeah, I'm going to bring in the Dallas Cowboys doctor and have him take a look at it because now I want to send Max back, but I want to have all of these people stamp, put the stamp on what it is that I'm saying. And in all honesty, for me, that's perfectly fine. Why? Because you took Maxx Crosby and that ate up your salary cap. So the money that you wanted to offer Tyler Linderbaum, you no longer had available. And that is fine with me. You were going to top out at $70 million anyway. That's why I offered him $81 million. So that even if you did back out, because we kind of had an understanding that you were probably going to do this, and this was good leverage for us. You want to call and be assholes with us? This is great leverage. We'll take your center, and we'll offer him more money than you could possibly offer. And so when that happened, they pulled a bitch move because they really thought they were going to get their center back. And the only way to repay us for taking your center was to send us back Max and take your 14th pick back. And which is 100% fine with me because I can actually restructure Max's deal for this year and next, have him play this year, get his stock draft back up to 2 first-round picks if he succeeds this year. If I decide to trade him after this year, if we are successful, only way I'm trading him is if everything that I'm putting together doesn't work out and I need to pivot and head to another direction. So yes, it is a bitch move on the Baltimore Ravens behalf, but it's also a great move for the Raiders because you tried to pull the wool over our eyes when we are the ones in actuality who won. Because you look bad to the NFL. We don't.
Yeah, I think you're right for the wrong reasons. I don't think it was that nefarious. I don't think that
it's business.
Ravens,
we talking about $1 billion business. It's nefarious.
I don't think the Ravens were trying to get back at the Raiders because of Lindenbaum. I'm calling him Lindenbaum. And because everybody know that no matter how much money y'all had, the Raiders had more money. So you can't, they had no leg to stand on that at all. They were going to lose him. They knew that. They knew they were going to lose him. They just knew it, right? Now, from what I understand, that they were really anticipating Max being a little bit better or maybe plus the grumblings about it, and they were going to go for Hendrickson and have Max. They was going to forfeit the draft picks and all that.
I think that's total bullshit. I don't think they were going to sign both. That's just them trying to save face at this point. They weren't going to pay both them defensive ends.
No, they weren't.
Could be.
They weren't.
That's crazy.
Could be. Right? Because they gave old boy some money, and then they could have been like, we got Max too, so we need to massage this $35 million into it or whatever, and we can have both of y'all. It could be total smoke just to save face or whatever. It could be, but I gotta take it for face value, right? Now, as far as bringing all the other doctors in, like every doctor is independent. You can if a team could find the doctor to say, yeah, we'll work with that. It is what it is. You don't need another doctor to co-sign it to make your story look good. Unless you saying all this that they're doing is a PR stunt because they backed out of a deal that was not official. Like they've done it before.
I didn't call it a PR stunt. It's not a PR stunt.
Well,
This is not a PR.
if they're saying essentially, well, okay, well, the reason why we were going to go get Hendricks and have Max, and that's not true. They just throwing that out there to make it look good, so it don't seem like.
Well, you kind of have to save face in this billion-dollar business in order for people to still want to actually do business with you later. You got to somehow save face, because the Raiders already threw you under the bus when they put out the text yesterday that you backed out of the deal. They already threw you under the bus. And the only way you're going to pull yourself from under the bus is to come with some shady ass story that you didn't have somebody concoct all night.
Yeah, but it's also reported that the Raiders weren't totally forthcoming about where Max was. I mean, everybody, they knew coming in that he just had surgery like that. They already knew that,
bro. Right? He had surgery 8 weeks ago.
But they misrepresented it, and you can't. And let's not act like the Raiders is like the most forthcoming team, and they not like possible that they did that. They both it's billion dollar industry. They both trying to negotiate with leverage, and so they tried to really sneak Max and grab 2 first rounds for him. That's what the Raiders tried to do, and they didn't go for it.
Try to sneak nobody. You called us about Max,
and they didn't have
us. You made the offer to us.
And okay, because he's on the trade market, everybody made a call. But the Raiders if the Raiders misrepresent how bad the injury is, they are at liberty to say no. Matter of fact, they don't even need a reason to say no.
How is it a misrepresentation?
You can call it a fish move because it don't look good optically, but that's business. You say $1 billion business. You're not forced into making decisions because the masses say so or the way it's going to look. Like $1 billion business.
It's publicly known that Max didn't have a cleanup; he had a full-on repair.
No, that's not what. I haven't even read that nowhere. All it said is that he had.
How you didn't read that when Schefter put it out on the Super Bowl weekend?
He had a surgery in January, bro. He had a full repair.
But it's also been reported. It's been reported both ways, so it's not like saying it doesn't matter though. He can have a full-on repair. It can be a cleanup. It can be whatever it is. They are at liberty to say no.
But
like they are.
At the same time, you knew that he had surgery 8 weeks ago. You knew he's only been off crutches for 1 week.
You don't know until you see your own doctor.
Every other team in the NFL knew there was no way in the world Max would have passed anybody's physical yesterday.
Bro, it's not about passing the physical. I wish people stop saying that. He wasn't going to pass the physical. We already know that. Every team knew that he wasn't going to pass the physical. The question is, how bad was the injury? And I'm not going to know how bad the injury is, not because your mechanic says the engine is good. I'm going to bring my own mechanic, and when my own mechanic looks under the hood, and my own mechanic say, well, you know what, that catalytic converter going to go out in a couple of years too. They just not talking about that. Or whatever, then you be like, I'm good. You can't be called, well, you're a bitch because you had me come down here and you thought I was going to sell the car and you told me you had the money. I didn't have to buy it. I don't.
Yeah, but you knew all of this stuff from the get-go. You knew all of this from the get-go. It's been publicly stated. It's been publicly put out there. You knew all of this already. So, in all honesty, yes, it is technically a.
You can't say they knew that. You don't know. They didn't know to what extent until they saw until he saw their doctor. You can't say just because the Raiders said this that I'm going to be like, okay, I know it. You don't know until he comes into the facility and sees the doctor. I'll tell you
what's wrong with the MRIs that they're looking at. The problem is they had to drill a bunch of little holes to create scar tissue to replace the meniscus in between his knees. So when they're looking at these MRIs, they're seeing an inflation of scar tissue, and that's making them nervous, not understanding that that is the new procedure that they are doing now, where they create more scar tissue to replace meniscus because it acts the same and you can't regrow meniscus. So when they're looking at the MRI, they're not happy with the amount of scar tissue they're looking at, but they're also not understanding that Maxx is right on time as to where he's supposed to be to get ready for next year. He's still on track to be ready by late June, early August. That was always the timeline.
I agree with that. But you're trying to tell me that two of the at least one of the best doctors in the league and another doctor, they don't know that. You tell me they don't know that?
No, what I'm saying is the doctor from the Cowboys, who's the top surgeon when it comes to knees, could have his own agenda. He's on Dallas's payroll. Yes, he has his own practice, and he does other people's knees, and he's done some of the best knees. He's done Mahomes, you know what I mean? He's done Malik Neighbors, you know what I mean? They've both bounced back and been extremely successful, and hooray for his work. But if I'm Jerry Jones and my doctor gets called, I'm like, hey man, I still want Maxx. You can help me get him at a lower price. I need your help. So
why Dallas is not pitching for him then, if that's the case?
Because they pivoted and went with Rashawn Gary. I don't think the Raiders are going to move Maxx for anything less than a first, at least one first, and they're not going to get that offer right now. And I feel like they're more content with letting Maxx just play out this year, prove that he's good. If it works, they stay where they're at. If it don't work, they will trade him for a first-round pick next year. But they're not going to get a first for Maxx this year. So, everybody keeps saying the Jaguars, you know what I mean, a first and their wide receiver, but the Jaguars don't have a first round this year. So
it's really gotten too complicated at this point for anything this year anyway. No matter who you're dealing with. What I think is, I'm just going to read what Maxx just tweeted because that's all that matters to me. I don't care about any of the bullshit. Right. Everything happens for a reason. Believe nothing you hear. Everything happens for a reason. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. I'm a Raider. I'm back. Run that shit.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Here's his little. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
It's the Undertaker coming out of the casket.
Yeah, it's the Undertaker coming out of the casket.
I put it in the chat.
Let me
Black, if you're able to pull it up.
Oh, okay. In our group chat.
The first one. Yeah, the first one. In the chat in here in StreamYard. The top one. Not the Tom Pelissero, the Crosby.
That's dope. He got the Undertaker.
We'll see what happens. No seriousness. I think it doesn't hurt them financially to keep him anyway. They still have plenty of money. It's so I think they're just as content with like my man said, letting it play out this year, see what happens. And if he's changed his tune and he's like what we've done in free agency, maybe maybe he's warmed up a little bit more to the idea that maybe that this rebuild can work. I mean, shit, we all hope that it works. I think the three of us are getting a little tired of these rebuilds year after year that seem to get us nowhere. So hopefully this is the one. I'm just cool. I don't think I'm very happy with what we've done in free agency. I'm not sitting here getting a Super Bowl banner ready or anything, but I do believe that we will not be a doormat this year. So that's a start.
So do you think it was a bitch move by the Ravens?
Do I think it's in some ways, yeah. I think that the reason I think it is, part of the reason I think it is because of how one, I think they started kicking the tires and checking themselves. I mean, it's a known fact at this point that they were on the phone with Trey Hendrickson while Maxx was in the building in Baltimore's facility. So I think they saved guaranteed money with Trey. I mean, no disrespect to Trey, he's a good football player, but business is business. They kept their draft capital, shelled out less guaranteed money, and at least what they think is an equivalent product, somewhat of an equivalent product. So they can get from under Trey's deal in 2 years.
Well, I think it was a good business decision. So make sure y'all
We'll see how it works out for them. But the truth to be told, was what they lost. Before free agency, I don't care what anybody says. Baltimore was not a Super Bowl roster, and they're certainly not one now.
Yeah, they're certainly not one now. They were a playoff one, though, or a potential on the fringe of the playoff team, though, at that time. But I got you, Josh, right now. But I think it was a good business decision on their part because, shoot, they was about to lose the farm. Because, I mean, like Dirty said, they did lose a lot of players. Do I think Scam likely was that big of a deal? No, but they did lose, like, a lot of core pieces or a lot of pieces off their defense, and that's the part that failed them this year. So I don't know. I don't think it was a bitch move, but what you think, Josh?
Well, I'm a bit biased, but I mean,
Right.
I find all things Baltimore to be bitch to begin with. So I'll just say it's a typical move because you did bring it up at the very beginning of the segment. They've done shit like this in the past, just not with a known star to the level of what Maxx is.
Never with a number one.
Correct. And with multiple first round picks too. So I mean, I think they probably caught a little bit of, no matter what they say, they read the newspapers, they read the social media, they have people in the office that are all about that, and they get thick packets every day on what happens. I truly think they were not ready for the amount of disfavor on their side of after the deal was struck. And then to top that off, they then see the market who they saw as someone that they've seen twice a year and that they thought was the top free agent prize. And they thought, well, it's worth it giving this up for Maxx because he's wanting this and that's just too much of an overpayment. But then when you start hearing on Monday the chatter, and it makes the deal look a little bit worse and worse. And then you see these guys walking and you see, which by the way, we're burying the lead, fellas. Did I not fucking call Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders or what?
So Josh, hold on. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the last show we were on, or were we behind the scenes?
I said that the last two shows we've been on because I said the two things I said if I were the Raiders, what I would do. The one you couldn't do because the Cowboys did end up franchising Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one, you need a rock solid dude on that offensive line, and the best guy to get for a dude like Mendoza is Linderbaum in the middle. You can move JPJ to guard, have Linderbaum be that rock and that reliable guy in the middle that Mendoza can count on. And God damn it, I said if you have to overpay a little and reset the center market, you do it. And damn it, they did it.
So Josh, when you said that, right, you sold me on that because when I went on the podcast and said that, you were the person that I got that from because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump out the window on that because that makes sense. And we and I kind of did some digging on that a little bit and looking, and I was like, yeah, that is what we need to do. So I'm jumping out the window on that. And Dirty, he said it a while back too. So with that pick,
a couple months back, because offensive line has been my main concern for the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when I heard that Linderbaum was on a free agent, I was like, that was my number one target. I didn't care about nothing else. You get the best. I believe that
because you've been saying the O-line is
Connor McGovern. You know what I mean? So those were my 2 top guys, and I still got a guy that's out there. I don't know if he re-signed or what, but Rasheed Walker, tackle from Green Bay.
I think Walker signed somewhere. I thought I saw something on the wire that said about Walker, but that could be anything. But
it's a ton of Walkers in the NFL.
Too. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's very, very true.
We're going to talk about the other free agents in this next segment, but I did want to ask you this question as well, all you guys. Do you think that Lindenbaum signing is equally as important as the Mendoza pick, less or more or the same?
They work hand in hand to me.
It's more important. It's more important. Because
if you get the franchise quarterback right,
We have to rephrase that because you take care of two offensive line positions by moving JPJ to guard too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're moving JPJ to a natural position, instead of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Well, he's naturally a center though.
No,
but for his size in the NFL, like he played center at Oregon in a pinch, but he was more suited at guard even at Oregon.
Okay.
He's a guard in high school. He was a guard in Oregon. The only reason he played center is because they didn't have one.
And he was their best all around. And he was very high valued at center. But Oregon's not facing. But I would say it's equally important because if you don't get the franchise quarterback right, yeah, it's nice that you have a good O-line, but you need that guy behind center. But if you would have drafted Mendoza, but you have no offensive line in front of him, you could potentially get him killed. So I would say it's equally as important.
I'm gonna say more because at this point in time, if you truly build your offensive line, you can put anybody at quarterback under center at this point in time. You can bring a veteran in, let him play a couple of games. You don't have to throw your rookie in. You know what I mean? You could let AOC battle it out. You know, you can do a number of things. But had you went into the season with Will Putnam being your center, you would have had a problem, regardless of drafting Mendoza or not. So it was way more important to get some offensive line in the free agency than it is really to get that quarterback in the draft. You know, because if you'd have missed, you would have had to pivot in the draft. You couldn't take Mendoza. You have no one to block him. You're going to put that kid in harm's way, or you're going to sit him down until we do actually get an offensive line. You're going to bring in some bum vet. You know what I mean? He ain't going to do nothing. You know, it's going to be the Geno show all over again. You know, and like I said, I don't 100% blame Geno for last year. A lot of it has to do with the offensive line. Most of it has to do with the offensive line. You know what I mean? 45-50% of it has to do with the offensive line. I say another 40% has to do with who was calling the plays, and the rest of it is on Geno.
Did you say AOC?
Huh?
Did you say that name AOC?
Yeah, I did say AOC.
Yeah, that name is banned over here.
Well, not
okay.
I had it here.
All right, so the redhead stepchild, is that better?
Right, the redhead stepchild.
The redhead stepchild, bro. You know what I mean? You let the redhead stepchild play. You let Ed Sheeran play, okay? Let Ed Sheeran play.
Not Ed Sheeran. Oh, that's cold.
I think it was, to me, thinking about it, I think it was more important. Josh, you kind of balanced it on both sides, and as I heard them, like, they're close, but if we don't get that center right, it's gonna be it's gonna be bad for Mendoza. I mean, then we got to get the best out of him, like right now. You know what I'm saying? So let him mature into it. He
ain't young. He ain't young coming in. You know what I mean? Like most of these first round draft franchise quarterbacks that people be wanting at 21, 22. This dude 24 going on 25.
Yes, and he can at least, so that means his learning curve should be a little bit faster than having a veteran center, and it also take care of two positions because and it anchors our offensive line, and people aren't going to think that they can come in and bully our offensive line, and he's going to have a wealth of knowledge and everything. So I think it's
with more mileage.
I think it's more important that we signed him than Mendoza, and I like Mendoza too. And so I wasn't on the Mendoza, train in the
How old is
beginning.
Tyler Linderbaum?
Is he 20? I think the Raiders structured his deal so that he's a free agent again at 29. I believe he's 26.
I was about to say he's like 20.
Right?
He's like 25,
Yeah.
turning 26.
Yeah, so he'll be
26.
so
been
the Raiders
been in the NFL for 4 years now, right? A rookie quarterback coming in at 24.
I don't think Mendoza's that old, but not that it matters.
But still, those NFL seasons, those experience.
That would be pretty old for a college quarterback. I mean, you could be right, but
okay, Google. How old is Fernando Mendoza?
Mendoza, 2 years old. He was born on October 1st, 2003.
22. He'll be 23 in October.
23 in middle of the season. Okay. I mean, I think the only thing that I'm bummed about with the whole fiasco, because look, I'm happy the Ravens look bad, to revisit that real quick. The only thing I'm bummed out is the fact that the Raiders, I would have loved to see what the Raiders had done at 14.
Right.
Because there's a lot of ways you could go. I think I would have loved to seen like someone like a Mekhi Lemon in that offense and pair up with Mendoza potentially, or you could have went and shored up the O line a bit more. You could have went pass rush. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could have.
It's not out of the question to still do that. Remember, they still have a lot of picks with the 33rd and the 33rd pick. Very feasible they can move up.
Right, but with 14 as well, I mean, you could have, like, the options that would have been at their disposal would have been on like the Houston Texans from a few years ago type kind of trend.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
I thought they would have moved.
I totally agree with that one.
I got to get this player at 36, so I really don't want to move from 36 because I don't necessarily feel like I have to trade up to get him. You know what I mean? So if I sit back at 36, I can still get my guy. You know what I mean? That's Lee Hunter. You know what I mean? If we're going to run this 3-4, I need Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. True nose tackle, 6'3", 330 pounds.
Yeah, he a big boy.
Big boy. You know what I mean? That's definitely going to plug the middle. And he's projected to go 39. So if I take him at 36, it's not that big of a jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're taking him right where he's at, top of the second round.
You gotta take him. You know what I mean? There's not too many nose tackles available in free agency, nor are they in the draft because it's just not a position of need as often as it might have been back in the day. You know what I mean? A lot of teams don't run true nose tackles anymore in college. Right. You don't see five-man fronts. You know what I mean? You don't really see 3-man fronts. You see a lot of 4. You know what I mean? Inside guys.
That's why I was hoping the Eagles didn't re-sign Jordan Davis.
Yeah. So, you know, with that being, you know, what we're looking to run as a base, you need a body like that. And you might as well get it on a cheap deal for the next 4 to 5 years. You know what I mean? And run your defense build your defense, you know, through the draft where it's not going to cost you a lot of money and you pick up your vets throughout free agency because they've earned those contracts. That's how you're supposed to build a team.
That's why I honestly thought that the Raiders might be in on Javon Hargrave. He used to play in the 3-4 with the Steelers. He was pretty good on the D-line. He's played well with the Eagles. And I believe he was just with the Vikings. And I forget where he just signed. I saw he signed somewhere today.
With the Niners or something?
He was with the Niners. He was with the Niners. But he's been like he's someone that I thought would fit especially if the Raiders are playing the 3-4. He's someone I think that would have fit. Well, they could have had an offer out there to him as well, but
I believe his issue is the fact that every locker room he goes into, he somehow finds his way out of.
Yeah, you know, there was hints of that here, but I mean, Cam Hayward tried to do his best to be like a good locker room leader and kind of put the kibosh on that, but that rumor still kind of
It
low key
still
persists here.
follows him. And then the
Yeah,
problem is the price tag that he requires. You don't see that production on the field. You
yeah.
get close to it, but it's not 100%. You know what I mean?
Packers signed him.
That's like us keeping Tyree Wilson. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just like us keeping Tyree Wilson without the locker room antics.
Mhm.
You know
So
what I mean?
Joel 916 from the Sacktown, bury it and back down. Say we definitely need a good D tackle. Shit, trade for one if possible. So
Well,
D tackle is necessary, but we have some players.
The problem is you don't need a D tackle. You need you need a true nose tackle for your
Yeah.
3-4 base.
Well, that's what he probably means.
Any old D tackle ain't gonna work.
No,
You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
he probably means though for our 3-4
A
scheme.
true nose, a true nose tackle.
Yeah, I say NT. Y'all call it a DT. I need a true NT.
Oh no, you
know
need
what I mean?
you need a Casey Hampton. You need a big snack.
Yeah, I need a big Wilford. You know what I mean? I need a nice
Mhm.
big Wilford up the middle. You know what I mean? I need a refrigerated Harry. You know,
Some teams run hybrids too. I mean, you're not in your base defense a whole lot, and not in the NFL these days anyway. But
I mean, they're also mimicking college because college is doing more of the 4-2-5 and
the Eagles do it.
Yeah.
I can see it being
Jordan
your
Davis.
first and second down go-tos. You know what I mean? I can see it being your first and second down go-tos. And if that's the case, that's where you want to get the most pressure. That's where you want to do the most danger anyway. You know what I mean? You want to be able to stop a first down and make it a 2nd and 10. Or, you know what I mean? In best case scenario, 2nd and 13, 2nd and 14. You know what I mean? Especially if you're clogging up that middle and they trying to run the ball and the running back doesn't get past the line of scrimmage, actually gets pushed back. So now you're looking at 2nd and 12. You know what I mean? You can run a run defense out of that. You can run a pass defense out of that. Because at 2nd and 12, they got options just like we got options. We could show you blitz on 2nd and 12 and back out of it, force you to throw it underneath to an interception. You know what I mean? And then you come in and play your fours and your nickels and everything else on 3rd down. You know what I mean? So, like, it's really highly important if that's what you want to do. Like, if you really want to get the success and the pressure, then you go out and you get these guys who truly play that position instead of trying to convert somebody into something like everybody talking about the Locky Tassi, bro. We trying to convert a rugby player to an NFL player, and that shit ain't working. I'm tired now. Let him go. It ain't working.
He ain't been here.
It ain't working. I know he's an international player and all of that, but it ain't working.
Too. That's well, we about to find out this year. But like John said, breaking news: Maxx Crosby will be staying with the Vegas Raiders for the 2026 season. Crosby talked to his family and people inside the Raider organization today and made it clear he's all in. He wants to be a Raider for life. The football god spoke, and I'm listening. Maxx Crosby is not leaving Las Vegas. So this has a bunch of ways to fold because all I've been hearing is these fans whining about, talking about, they keep hearing stuff that Max say, and then I don't never see him say that, but then I see him say stuff like, even when he left, he said he wanted to come back and retire a Raider. Like, he's like obviously fell back into the, he could have still demanded a trade from somewhere. Still could have made all this noise. I heard he cussed out Tom Brady and told him if he don't get what he want, he leaving. Man, that's part of business, man. You don't think they'd be trying to bully the players into doing weird shit or put them in positions where it benefits the organization?
I highly doubt that even happened.
Huh?
I don't believe one bit of that actually even happening.
I don't think it happened either.
I don't believe that shit happened either, but the fans were all in the uproar, the half of them, because a lot of polls I've seen, half the nation want him to stay, half really want him to go. And I think the half that want him to go is because they want us to win and they're tired of this and they always get exhausted. So they get the Derek Carr fatigue. Now they got Maxx Crosby fatigue. Now they're going to get, you know what I'm saying? So they just want something new. But Maxx Crosby definitely gives our defense a better chance to win. I don't care if y'all try to say that he's not a fucking game wrecker and changer and all that shit. That everybody else seem to think so. I mean, I understand he's not Myles Garrett and Watt, but there's fucking Maxx Crosby, and then there's Hendrickson.
It goes Myles Garrett, that boy in Green Bay, Watt, Max. That's it.
So Max is a force multiplier. So we do need him,
games, bro.
So the people that think that he shouldn't be here, they need to eat crow on that, because he is
the same fans that predict 14-2 before the season starts.
Now, I am a firm believer in I don't want players that don't want to be here. I'm a big believer in that.
That's anywhere though.
No, but if you don't want to be here, then don't be here, man.
That's anywhere.
If you here, I need you here 100% all in. Give me everything you got. If you can't do that, find yourself another home.
So when has he showed himself not to be that? When has Max showed himself to not be that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know you saying that's what, because a lot of people are saying that.
Max got mad because they took him out. Max got mad because they took him out with one knee because he couldn't play with one. They wouldn't let him play with one knee. He got mad.
Yeah, the year before that, they was mad because they shut him down, or he shut himself down to get the surgery. Then when they shut him down and he wanted to go, they was mad at that. And I'm like, what the hell? You damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So at the end of the day, I'm like, y'all, people keep putting Max in this situation where he got to juggle the business and the love for the team together, not thinking he want to be a Raider. And I never seen that. I never seen him. All those things you just mentioned, he's done that. He's the first one in, last one out, always been the leader in the locker room, even through all the dysfunction, all through the McDaniels, all through the fucking AP, all through the fucking Pete Carroll. And we shitting on Max, talking about we burning his jerseys. People was burning his jersey. That's dumb as hell.
Hey, look, how many of you would do what Max did today? Bro got traded, got rejected, came back, was the first one in the building this morning.
He went right to the facility.
Building again this morning, bro.
Oh, Max crazy, man.
He was at the facility first this morning?
Huh?
He was at the facility first this morning?
Oh, yes. First thing this morning, he was at the facility, bro.
So
first thing this morning, back in the gym, working out, rehabbing early this morning.
Rehab.
Yeah. At the same time, he's always here.
Come on, man. So I don't like the Raider fans that disrespect our great players or the pillars of our franchise that hold us together through this 30 years of bullshit. More than that. Like, how long it's been? Like 40, damn near 40 years of bullshit.
Do you also know what today marked?
What?
Today was his 6-year anniversary of sobriety.
Being sober, yeah.
That's dope.
It's also a 6-year with the 6th season with the Raiders.
Well, what he's been through in the last 24 hours, if that don't drive you to drink, he's a hell of a, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
Hey,
it's his 6th year of being in Vegas, too.
That's why he can blow tree and everybody call it a cigar. I got it. I get it.
I'm just saying.
I'd rather he be on tree than drinking and drinking. So congratulations to his 6th year.
He took that as a sign. Sixth season in Vegas, 6th year of being sober. They went together. You know what I mean?
So that's good. We got.
You know, I mean, in all seriousness, how, you know, even if he would have ended up, you know, if it would have went down the other way, I do believe that he genuinely worked for his love for the organization. I do believe that he worked with the organization to help facilitate that whole thing, even if it did fall through.
Right.
you know, as far as getting a net return, like I don't think he like genuinely like want it, like get me the fuck out of here kind of leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he I think in the end, he just and I get it, man. Like he's like any player. Like he's been through some crazy shit in 6 years here, man. Like he just wants a chance to win, man.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's like it's not like we're like bad, like we're not bad that and we need a change. After 3-4 years, like we're bad and we're making it worse every year or every year and a half. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's insanity what we've been doing for a longer than 6 years, but the 6 years that he's been here.
All right, Josh.
We just have no stability, man. Starts there.
From the outside looking in, how you feel about this? Like him coming back? I guess you kind of addressed that Kubiak, everything, the outlook of the Raiders from the outside looking in. Because then we're about to go into the free agent signings where you can talk about your team.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only thing that sucks about the trade not going through, I mean, it's great that you get Crosby back. I like Crosby. Crosby's a Raider. Okay. I think John's right that you can have it's safe to feel like you look around and you're like, you know what? We're not going to be a fucking doormat this year. Like you can see, not that the light at the end of the tunnel is close, but you can at least see light. Like that's not an optical illusion. I think it'll be very interesting to see what they do after Mendoza in this draft. Which, by the way, if you guys want to get on the list, I'm on the list. It's right outside my work. I'm right there. You fellas, we want to do some live stream here. You could do that.
Yeah.
But getting back to it, I think it's you really have a genuine shot here to really put not just the most important building block in a franchise quarterback, but you have enough draft capital and you still have salary cap space to be able to utilize to be able to really start to like build up.
You can sustain it.
Correct. It's you, but hey, it starts somewhere. And these last, I mean, aside from the whole Crosby debacle with the trade, these last 72 hours, like since Monday, before there were rumors late Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, even today, like, hey, Max is back and he's in. Like these 72 hours, you sit there and you could be like, fuck yeah. Only thing negative you have to say is fuck Baltimore, which we're kindred spirits now. This is good. This is good. See, y'all are with me. I'm glad to have some backup now because it's always fuck Baltimore. Just like it's always fuck Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
So we're all in unison together.
I'm here to have kumbaya.
There was I did not want to see Max go, but I did like the idea of Joe Burrow having to face TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and Maxx Crosby 6 times a year.
Dude, there's a meme going around right now. Did you see the meme as to who the doctor was that did not? It's a picture of Joe Burrow in a lab coat with an X through the no fail. That's hilarious.
Crazy.
The internet.
I'm excited about kumbaya because in this moment we all can learn from this. Not only us, people that watch this, the people that's here. Because we need to learn this. This is about fellowship and learning.
That man crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
that man. I hate that motherfucker. Go burn your feet. I hate that motherfucker.
Leave my man JB
Hey, that's a Super Bowl champion right there, Joe.
Hey, right. They don't even know it's fitting, Abe. He was with the Steelers, so
you got Pebble Beach in the background. Do you play?
Not very good. You don't want to be standing next to me when I swing a golf club.
Right. Bruce Willis, what's
Nah,
good?
just recreationally, man.
Brother.
I'm not I'm nowhere near the PGA Tour.
I'm not
Except
PGA
for-
either.
Except for
PGA.
PlayStation.
I'm PGA on the PlayStation and on Golden Tee.
Golden Tee.
See, I don't play Golden Tee. I play 2K.
Okay.
I used to play a lot.
And I'm
I would
killing,
love to get back in it. I used to play a lot.
I'm killing in 2K. But I
So,
play in real
fellas,
life too. I play twice a week.
Outside of the Raiders, a lot of key free agent signings. What stick out to you guys? Because one of the ones that stuck out to me was Mike Evans going to the 49ers. Mike Evans
can't
going
picture
there
him
was
in another
kind of
jersey.
surprising to me. They needed to make a move, and they did that. So that was kind of surprising. So I want to know, what are you guys thinking? I'm going to let you go, Josh, first, because I know you were juiced. Here's your box, sir.
Oh, just when I thought I'm all in on hockey and it is hockey season, Omar just got to pull me back to give me to notice the Steelers just a little bit before April. It's a shrewd move. I love low cost in trading the pick swap and extending Michael Pittman to be our number 2 here. I think last year showed we desperately needed a number 2 wide receiver. What we do at quarterback, I'm resigned to a certain someone coming back. I'll take him over Ty Simpson, to be quite frank. But I'm doing this in the hopes that Will Howard does get a chance to develop a lot more this year. But we'll see. But free agency wise, look, Kenny Gainwell was huge for us last year. But if you're telling me I get Rico Dowdle in on a 2-year deal, cheaper than Gainwell, and then he goes to Tampa, but I get Tampa's best corner to pair with JPJ. I love the moves we're doing in free agency. The other big winners, if you were to ask me about winners with free agency, I really like. We touched on what the Giants did earlier. We talked about what the Giants did earlier. Dirty was talking about it. I like what the Titans are doing. A lot of familiarity with the coaching staff and everything. I think Dayball is a really good OC. I just think he's a terrible head coach. He can go back to being a really good OC in Tennessee. And I think the big losers, I'm not seeing a lot in my own division. The Ravens lost a lot. Cleveland's just sitting on their hands, waiting for it to go numb so it could be a foreign object for you know what. And Cincinnati just they're not doing anything to really pull anything in. And Joe Burrow is probably sitting there going, "What are we doing, fellas?" So I would say they're a couple of the losers. I'm really interested. There's rumors going around that everybody in the NFC East wants to trade for Patrick Queen. And let me tell you, the phone lines are open. If y'all want to get a bidding war going, the phone lines are open. Dallas, Washington, the Giants, we'll listen. But I'm very pleased with what Omar has done this offseason.
Shoot, we need Patrick Queen.
No, not at this point.
You want to give us a
Not at
call?
this
You
point.
go ahead and ring.
Nah, I'm good.
Comparing to Kobe Dean.
I'm straight. Y'all gonna want too much.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
would
from
want too
what I
much.
understand, he could be had for a third. Like if someone called the first team to really call to offer a third, he's gone.
Sky high.
Oh no, they're all offering fourths, and Omar's sticking to a third. And hey, if he gets it, he gone. But
I'm not giving you a third for him.
Oh, I'm just curious to see which one of the NFC East teams, if the rumors are out there that all 4 NFC East teams have called about him, and they're all in the same ballpark that they're offering a fourth, and Omar really wants a third. It's basically a game of chicken at this point. And if one of the 4, exactly, if one of the 4 step up and say, "Okay, third, done," I think because Omar can afford to sit there and wait. We got plenty of cap space. Queen ain't hurting us that much.
Look, if I call and say, all right, look, I'm not giving you a third, but what I will do, I'll give you a fifth and a seventh. I give you two. I give you a fifth and a seventh.
I think Omar loves having picks inside the top one. How high did the third compensatories go this year? I think to 105 or 106. So I think he likes.
Oh, you know what? I do got a compensatory in the third. I could probably give you that.
I'm telling you, Omar would take it.
100%.
100%.
My linebacker room went from shit to all right. All right. You know what I mean? So,
you're like, we'll work with that.
So Dirty, who do you who in free agency jumps out at you? Who you think won and who you think lost?
My top three winners for free agency. Number one, the Jets. And I'll give an honorable mention on my last one. The Jets first, the Rams after that, and then I would have to say the Raiders in third. Honorable mention would have to go to the Giants. They pulled some key players that they truly needed on their side of the ball. Biggest losers, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and I probably would have to go with Cleveland because they did nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
They did.
I would add before John goes. I think a loser I didn't mention. For me, I think Atlanta's a loser.
Yeah, I would have to go honorable mention in losing for them too because
I hate the Penix Tua, like that combination. I mean, yeah, they're both left-handed. They're both very injury prone, and Tua's on that Reggie Ray, not another teen movie. How many more concussions till he dies? Scoreboard watch. So
see, Atlanta couldn't wait for Arizona to cut Kyler.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they didn't want to get into a bidding war with Minnesota over Kyler.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's going to end up getting Kyler for cheap, super cheap.
As long as I don't get him, I'm fine.
Great. Because I was definitely
no, please, no Kyler, no.
Told you, only vet I'm
individuals. Mike Evans getting $60 million. That's normally a Raider type deal for him to get $60 million at this point in his career.
Right. I would have
just watch out for that. Just watch out for that electrical substation.
But that is a team that's starving for wide receivers.
Oh, no doubt.
They are a team starving for wide receivers too. So they need a vet.
I mean, living in, I guess, and I mean, I don't really care what they do, but being like living in Philadelphia, I mean, the Eagles. I mean, they actually made their secondary better. They already drafted the replacement to Nakobe anyway. So, I mean, well, he wasn't a free agent, but extending Jordan Davis. I mean, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter next to each other. That's a pretty nasty inside. But
if you keep Jalen, if you keep Jalen,
what's that?
If they keep Jalen, because he's on the trade block. They are listening.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's probably not.
They're going to want a lot.
Interested in paying the price for him.
Yeah, he's going to get a king's ransom.
Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't move. I didn't expect AJ to still be an Eagle, but I guess
I think that's draft night.
With that.
Price tag.
I think that's draft night.
That's when they got him. They got him on draft night.
I think that's a draft night move.
You use him as bait to trade up.
As long as he doesn't end up in Nevada.
You trade, you use him as a trade bait to trade up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it could be it ain't gonna be the first round because ain't nobody gonna do it. But second, third round, You can package him, you know what I mean, and some picks between the two of y'all. You know what I mean? To move
depending on how the first round shakes out and who's available, like early second round, like there could be some teams that could look at the board and see like a decent amount of the wide receivers come off and like, hey, wait a minute, and then they might turn to him and say, hey, we got this high second. So, but yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to get a first like Tennessee got for him from the Eagles, but I think he could be had for, depending on what all gets swapped.
He's still maybe in play for the Patriots, I think.
Nothing would surprise me there with the Patriots at this stage. The team that I still think he may end up on, as crazy as it may be, I think Buffalo may throw every damn thing at this upcoming season in sheer desperation.
You know what Buffalo problem is? They think everybody they bring in is the problem, and they try to replace it every year with something else, and it just does not work out. Oh, we're gonna pivot this way because this was the problem last year. So we, and I get it. Diggs has got some ego issues, and I probably will part ways with him too. On that fact of the matter. But man, look, Buffalo is, no matter what Buffalo do, they could trade away all their inheritance and sell the team, bro. They are never going to win a Super Bowl. Ever.
Yeah, Jason also signed with the Commanders too.
Yeah.
I think that's a good piece for them too.
Come on, Black, who are your winners?
Oh shoot. The winners is like John said, Mike Evans. He was the winner. And the loser is gonna be Tua. No. Tua won because he get to play some more, but Miami taking on that $90 million hit or whatever.
99.
Yeah, that's the loser right there. So
I mean, the loser for the short term, yeah. But I mean, the Broncos did show that when you get rid of you could take the dead weight, and yeah, you got to bite the bullet for a year or two, but on the back end, you come out of that with a ton of cap space, and you can make it happen.
And they got their quarterback for $1 million this year.
Yeah, that's not bad actually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they gave him all his salary this year in the signing bonus, and left 1.3 on the table for the year.
Man, well, talking about, speaking of leaving stuff on the table,
Daniel Jones, he's a winner too.
Who?
Yeah,
Daniel Jones.
I would definitely say Daniel Jones is a winner. To Fandango yourself an extension, and you still ain't even healthy.
Yeah, right.
And it's multi-year too. Like that's the crazy part.
Big dollars, money. I wasn't gonna give him. I wasn't gonna give him that.
No way.
I mean, thanks Indianapolis for Michael Pittman.
That tells you what they think of Richardson.
The guy I said was a bust and shouldn't have been drafted.
Yeah,
I wasn't super high on him either.
So have you guys heard about Dakota Prescott? I wish
Yes.
Crutch was here so we could talk about him real quick. But
What Dakota do?
Dakota was on his it was on his and hers bachelor party, and him and his fiance got into it and it broke off the marriage. Now it's been reported because of the prenup. But
first off, I just want to say this. A co-ed bachelor party is gay.
Second that.
We need
that was your biggest mistake right there.
That told it all right there.
Mistake.
We need a Ken Jong
Gay. And I don't mean it in a derogatory way, bro.
Yeah, that's a hell no.
Yo, she knows he's got NFL buddies, so you know, for her to, she probably must have forced that shit because that girl got trust issues.
So
She didn't want to run around with his NFL buddies.
Here we go. Dallas Cowboys star Dak Prescott and his fiancee Sarah Jane Ramos have called off their wedding after she refused to sign the prenup, allowing him to keep all the money he had before their marriage in case they ever got a divorce. He recently got a huge $240 million contract extension, and his girlfriend wants joint property. They went on a trip in the Bahamas and had conversations in a hotel, which led to massive arguments where she called it quits. The wedding, which was planned for next month in Italy, was called off. Guests were getting the cancellation emails. They have 2 young daughters, so now it's all about co-parenting moving forward. What do you think? Prenup, red flag, or just last-minute incompatibility? Now, it's a couple things in there. Like I said, I've been hearing weird things about this story because now they're saying this was a trip to the Bahamas. I heard it was a co-ed a bachelor party, which sound like something Dakota would do.
Yay.
And
yay.
So what do you guys think? And then she want money before they got together. So just a little bit of background about them. I think they have like a 10-month-old and a 10-month-old and a 2-year-old. And they've kind of known each other roughly like 3-4 years. Matter of fact, here we go. Let me see. Dak, they got together for roughly 2.5 years, and they had 2 kids. So I heard the prenup is just one thing, but I heard it was because really he can't stop being a philanderer. So prenup or not to prenup? What do you guys think about that? You think he was out of line for that?
Fuck no. It's $240 million.
Yeah.
Look,
That's a quarter billion.
You ain't out here throwing no ball. You ain't taking these hits. None of that. I was making all this money before I met you. That's why you know who I am. Because I was making this type of money. I brought you into a certain type of lifestyle that if you fuck up, it's on you. Now, if it is about him cheating, you know what I mean? It would be wise for her to sign the prenup. Why? Because the prenup becomes null and void when they find out one or the other is cheating. So if the husband is found to be cheating, you know what I mean, in court, the prenup no longer exists. It doesn't matter. The prenup is there in case you guys mutually agree to part ways. It hurts you in court if you're found to be a cheater. It doesn't no longer protect you.
So they were together though when Dak got his extension. So they were together. They already had 1 kid, and then he even had another one after that. So
they've been together how long?
So do you think if they got married, she's entitled to the extension part?
No. Look, how long they been together? You said 2.5 years?
Yeah.
How long Dak been in the NFL?
What, about 10 years almost? Maybe that.
10, maybe 11.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm in the league 10 years. Man, I already done built up retirement. You ain't getting no piece of that.
So
you ain't going into his 10th year.
Huh?
Going into his 10th year.
Yeah. So you get retirement at year 6.
11th year.
11th.
Yeah.
He's going into
going
his 11th?
Going into his 11th. Yeah.
Yeah, but you get retirement after 6. You get retirement benefits after 6.
So, but you don't think she's entitled to money that he made from the time that they was together?
No, you're not.
So staying at home with the kids and making sure the house good.
Not until they got that marriage certificate. Nope.
Oh, right. They wasn't married. See, that's why women, y'all should marry these men first before you have kids. but she's not gonna necessarily lose because if they did break up, now she's gonna get child support.
Exactly. And that's going to be sky high because it's Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
For 2 kids. And she don't even have to marry him now. But I guess
wait, hold on. Let me ask you, hold on. Do we know? So I'm looking at this, and this is kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dak Prescott, does he live in Texas?
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, some guys don't necessarily live in the states they play in.
Right.
All right. So, but if he does, actually, he is kind of. So Texas recognizes common law marriage.
How long is it?
So,
California.
Yeah. See, we don't have that where I'm at.
How many years? 7 years or something?
It is once established. Come on, man. Actually, theirs is kind of goofy. Wait, no, live together as spouses. So it's from whenever they started. It's whenever they began living together.
Start cohabitating. Mm-hmm.
See, in Pennsylvania, it used to be. It didn't go that way. In Pennsylvania, it used to be after 7 years, you were common law.
Yeah, that sounded
Every state's a little different.
That sounded pretty like standard across the nation. But Dak called an audible and was like, "All right, you don't sign this paperwork, then I'm good." So now he gonna be on the line for some child support, and I guess that's better than giving up half your money. But he just known this girl for like 3 years. I mean, like that's crazy work. Crazy work. But hey, it is what it is. All right, final topic for the night. I have to address this a little bit. We heard Clarissa Shields talking about fighting men again. See, I like Clarissa Shields when she talk about beating up on women, but then when she get to talking about whooping on dudes, then she loses me. So, the GWOAT, as she call herself, decided she gonna pop off. And on the nightcap show, Ocho Cinco, and there was a back and forth. Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp was popping off about it, and this is what they said. Let me read this. Let me find it for. Oh, here we go. Oh, is this one first? This was the first one. Shannon Sharp says, this is a message to him, to Clarissa Shields about her comment on Rolly Romero. Shannon Sharp said, Clarissa, we love you. Stop this nonsense. There is not a woman that when it comes to physical, a woman is not beating a man. That's why they have women's sports and men's sports. I love you, Clarissa. You're not beating a man. And then, she had to clap back. And she said, these guys doing all this chirping are the same guys who cannot punch correctly or fight. Shannon Sharp, you would throw a hip out trying to fight anybody. So let me do my thing and be the greatest. I'll spar Rolly just to shut y'all ass up, dead ass. Lastly, I don't aspire to fight a man, but I get busy inside that ring flat out. All my sparring partners are men, and everyone knows I'm a banger with quick hands. And yes, defense go crazy. I don't post my sparring because I have zero to prove.
Let me just say something before we get into this. She's wrong in the fact of saying that Shannon would blow his hip, that he would blow his hip out because audio tapes would say otherwise. Let me just say.
Maybe throw out a shoulder. He might throw out a shoulder, but a hip no.
Audio representation would say otherwise.
He might blow a knee.
What it sounded like.
Might blow
Like it sounded like his hips was doing all right.
Right. So, what y'all think, man? Is Clarissa going too far with all this, man? Talk, because I know she do spar men, right? But sparring is different than fighting. But okay, but go ahead. What y'all think, man?
Yes, I believe there are some guys that she can knock straight the fuck out, bro. I don't give a shit what.
She barely knocking out women.
I don't.
No.
Look,
Listen,
I know there's some dudes out here who can't fight.
Yeah, some.
In the streets, yeah, that's the world I come from. She ain't getting in the ring with no man.
No,
I'm talking about the ones that's actually
fighters.
training.
Yeah,
Not no professional fighters. No. But some dudes in the street that walk up and
we can't even hear you right now.
Them hands.
I
think she can knock one of them out.
What, a professional fighter?
At least put him down.
No, he's talking about he's talking about street dudes. He's talking about street dudes.
No, I'm talking about professional fight. Any kind of professional fight. Because she was making comments about Rolly Romero.
Nope.
One of the best boxers, one of the top boxers out of all the boxers in the world.
No.
But maybe somebody down in like the featherweights that's just getting his Jones, you know what I mean? Like in the amateur ranks, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. Look, women some strong individuals, man. You know what I mean? It take a certain individual to step into the ring anyway. You know what I mean? Regardless of race, color, creed, it takes a certain individual to step inside that ring and do that. You know what I mean? So right there, like that right there tells me, you know what I mean? That I would say she would have a small chance of defeating a guy. I'm not saying she's gonna flat out beat nobody, but I would give her the small. I would give her a slim chance. I would say she might have like a 15 to 17% chance of beating the guy. All it takes is the right punch.
I think she got 0% chance of beating Rolly Romero though. But the thing is,
Rolly Romero 0. Yeah, no, that's 0. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, is, remember when Serena Williams, they was asking her about her playing Federer or something like that, and she was just honest and was like, no, he'll beat me 6-0, 6-0 in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. And they got on John McEnroe about it because he said it first, really. He was like the bottom ranked man in tennis will whoop Serena. And people lost their mind. Because it's true. Like, Clarissa probably could beat somebody that's in the gym out here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But she might,
maybe somebody that just signed up. Bro, I spent 17 years in the ring, man. Ain't nobody I ever seen getting there. She's beating. Yeah, not in the gym I went to.
No, I said like a featherweight rookie. You know what I mean? Amateur ranks somewhere. Somebody that's just below Golden Gloves. You know what I mean? You might have a chance right around that division. You know what I mean? Somewhere in that division, you probably have a chance. But like I said, any man fighter that, well, no, I can't even say that because not all of these dudes is good, bro. Not everybody who do something for years and years.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you there, but it's still, but they look bad fighting other men. They don't look bad fighting women. You know, it's different, man.
I know what you're saying, but like I said, I put nothing past anybody.
Special guest, a 2-time Olympic.
Well, let's see what she had to say real quick.
Gold medalist, a 3-time undisputed champ, the undisputed heavyweight champion, a 5-division world champion with a perfect record of 18-0, 3 KOs. And here she is, the greatest women's boxer of all time, Miss Clarissa Shields. Clarissa, how you doing this afternoon? Well, tonight.
Guy. It was the older guy, but it was the stoppage.
About the Mexican that really beat him, but they gave him the
they stopped the fight too fast.
Yeah. That guy was beating him. I know the older guy. He's like 40-something years old, 46 somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my thing, and this is why I'm so happy that. So I want you to know something. I've been sparring against boys and men for 20 years. That's 2 decades of boxing. I didn't say I'm gonna go in there and knock Rolly out. I didn't say I can overpower him. I said I can outbox him. I've outboxed Philly.
What does that mean? Because she was out. What does that mean? I can outbox him. Like you can. What does that mean when she's saying that? Is she choosing her words right there? You can outbox him. Like is she more technical? Is she saying she's more fundamental than he is?
Yeah, that's basically what she's saying. She's saying she's more skilled. She's not saying she can knock him out. She's saying that she has more experience, and that she's on a different level of boxing than him. She didn't say, because no, she's not gonna knock him out. But you can outbox somebody and not knock him out.
She would be asleep by the third round if she make it there.
Maybe
with Rolly Romero, and he ain't even that good.
No, not Rolly. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like some of these
men
other cats
who are professional boxers inside the ring. Yeah, sparring is not a real fight of sparring, but boxing is not MMA sparring. MMA sparring is 60%, 70%. Most of the time up in sparring, especially sparring against a guy, and he got his girlfriend in the gym, his wife in the gym, his kids in the gym, he not finna let no woman get off on him. I get off on men and piece them up and sparring respectfully
here, man.
with their women and with their kids there, because I'm a very serious boxer. You cannot speak doubt into my skills and what I can do, Shannon. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that because you gotta really be in the gym. I sparred over 100 rounds for this fight against French.
She said you gotta really be in the gym. That's why I said I hate when I have to say that sometimes, because sometimes you do have to be in there. But the thing about it is, I think all of us been in there to some degree, and what she talking about is BS to me. Like,
I don't box. I would
never be able to cut down to that weight ever again. I mean, I wish I could. I'd fight it myself, man.
I ain't never boxed. I'm not a boxer.
I'm sure you had. Not even like in the boys' club growing up.
I got hands. I got hands, but I ain't never been in nobody ring.
So she said she been sparring dudes for 20 years, and she probably has been sparring boys and guys and men. But I do remember this one thing happening, Miss Clarissa. The internet keeps things forever.
I sparred. He was like a little Russian hater. He took the patent out of his gloves. I had whooped his ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted us to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no patent in his gloves. He know exactly who he is. Damn.
Yep. Oh.
So she went out to the car.
Oh, that happened because he had no patent in his gloves?
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
She didn't dip her chin? Play that back. Play that back. Come on now, man. You know how long I did this? What? Let me make my screen bigger. Head down, bam, walk right into it. Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
And so she got mad, and she went to the car and pulled a knife on him.
Look how far away she went with that hit. Man, get the hell. Do that one more time. Watch how she takes herself off balance. Oh, you can't really play it on slow motion, right?
Not this one, no.
See, she turned her whole body. Get the hell out of here.
She walked right into it. She was primed for that hook.
How long ago was this?
I want to say about 5 years. I want to say about 5 years.
That's all you got. He put her in the corner, then let her out of the corner, backed up, let her out, and then put her on her ass.
See, but the thing about sparring sessions, you're not even supposed to record a sparring session, really, right? But
no, that's not true.
Stop it, man.
What do you mean?
You can
You're
record
not supposed
sparring.
to. You're not supposed to leak sparring sessions. That's what I mean. Leak sparring
You can
sessions.
record them. Nobody, you might not leak them, but you can record them.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Especially
you
if you
should.
want to see what you play back.
I changed it to leaking it. You shouldn't
His,
leak it. But
his gloves caused that, not her movement. You got to be kidding me, man.
yeah. So even with so, do you think she could whoop Jake Paul?
Hell no. I don't even like Jake Paul.
I don't
Jake
either.
Paul knocked the shit out of her.
Like I said, a dude on the street that ain't got no skills, probably.
Okay, how about Papoose? You think she could whoop Papoose?
Are you asking me? Who are you asking?
I'm asking you too.
After just watching that, my man, he's got a point. Like, you just get some fool off the street that, you know what I mean, that you don't even know how to hand money to a cashier. I mean, she probably could, you know what I mean, because of her, because of her years of boxing. I'm not saying she's a joke.
Right.
I mean, she's the best of the women, but she's a woman. So, but yeah, she probably could knock the shit out of some random ass dude. You know what I mean? But like I said, nobody that I've ever sparred with or that I've watched with my own two eyes, every one of them would have done the same thing to her. Now, granted, I'm a little bit bigger. You know, she's sparring like 160, 170, pushing 180 pounds. That's even pushing it. But
right.
Anybody that like I've ever really paid attention to, no, I mean, it's just no. You just because you're just when you're smart, like when you're a boxer, you know, like when you're a boxer, like, and you're a man, you're just naturally stronger and faster. So like, let's say I think she made her bones at like 160 pounds or something like that, somewhere around there. You'd have to fact check me on that. A dude that is fighting, that is fighting at like 135 is stronger than her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even though she's got 25 pounds on him, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you're like, Manny Pacquiao strawweight, if you're 106 pounds, okay, but they're going to be so much faster than her. They might not be stronger than her, but they're just going to pepper they're going to pepper the shit out of her. They're going to wear her. They're just going to tire her down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's going to try and lean. She'll try and lean on them, but they're going to be too fat. They're not going to fall for it.
Yeah.
Because men are just quicker. It's science, man. You can't defy science. I don't say that to take anything away from her skill set, at all. Not even a little bit. But she's a woman. This whole man woman stuff, man. I can't, bro. Like,
but she brings that conversation into the foil, though.
She does it. I mean, I don't. I like if I watch her fight, like if she had a pay-per-view, if she's on the undercard and we were watching something Saturday night, I wouldn't just voluntarily say like, oh, she won't be able to do that against a man. You know what I mean? Because I know she can't do that against a man, so I ain't gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she brings that drama on.
Right.
And I get it. It's part of the gimmick, man. You gotta, she's propping herself up. She's just capitalizing. You know what I mean? And it's fair game. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? She's marketing herself. I get it.
Can she knock out Papoose though? Before we go. And Papoose train with her and do the mitts and all the good stuff with her, so he know a little something. Can she knock out Papoose?
She probably already did. She probably already did.
All right, y'all know what the answer is. Cool.
Because I ain't trying to insult the girl, man. Like,
okay, I got you. I got you.
I don't really even like having these conversations because I think they're so ridiculous. But
I think she could be Rollo.
Like,
I think she might be like somebody like Rollo. Cause I watched him box, bro. he got no skills, bro. he is a street fighter. He ain't got no skill, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's nice fundamentally. I think she lacks some power.
But even that, like, and I mean, this could never be a matchup, but like that's a good example. So like, there's some guys that box right that are professional, but they have more of a street tendency. Like take like a Deontay Wilder, right? He's not like a real fundamental fighter. Even with that, what the hell you think's gonna happen when Deontay Wilder hits her? It's a wrap. Now,
Yeah, but
granted,
that's
he's 240 pounds. Like I get it,
yeah.
but some guys have
He hit a
a
man
street
that's wrapped
style.
something.
All right. Let me dial the skill set down. Even Jake Paul, he is not a boxer. He is a street fighter. He
that the smaller
would destroy
brother?
that girl. What's that? Either one of them.
Is that the
Logan
smaller
is
one?
Logan is the wrestler and Jake is the boxer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Logan is
so
the younger
Logan
one.
is the small one. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like he's a street fighter. You know what I mean? Like, and he would knock the hell out of her.
I think because he's faster than her, but I don't think he's strong.
That's what that's my thing. That's what I'm getting at. Like men, that's men are just faster.
Maybe. Now I don't know if he's stronger than her.
I will 100% agree that for a skill set, she's probably superior to him, skill set wise. But it's not going to overcome. It's not. Right. But it's not going to overcome the power she's going to have to deal with. It's just not. If he can take a punch from Anthony and Joshua, she ain't knocking him out.
Right.
No,
he's going to knock the shit out of her.
Knocking anybody out. But I think she could, if you put the right opponent in front of her, you know what I mean, she could probably make somebody drop to the knee, you know what I mean, with a gut shot, perfectly placed, you know what I mean, on an amateur. Not nobody professional.
She better hope they don't counter hook it. Because she gonna go down
they just happened to her. It just happened to her.
Yeah.
That was a counter.
Yeah. Yeah. So
well, who knows?
Well, we gonna let her live, but as long as she keep talking about it, I'm gonna keep saying something about it. Because I remember we broke this video down a while ago, a long time ago when it kind of happened. So it might have been like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. But
she's good, bro. She's good. She's gonna keep whooping on. She's gonna keep whooping on the women.
Let me ask you this then. And let me ask you this question. You can just tell me, yes, I mean, which one is worse? We ain't gotta even go through it. Her saying that she could probably beat a man, or the trans who actually fights as a woman against these women. Which one is worse?
No, that's worse for sure.
That's worse. She's just running her mouth.
Yeah, she's running her mouth.
These motherfuckers are actually getting in the ring and beating these women up.
Yeah, because that's part of the fight game to run your mouth. Because at the end of the day, she's trying to sell herself, and she really can't do it with the other women because we don't know who they are anyway.
Yeah.
So she gotta say she can whoop Broly. She gotta say she can whoop Jake Paul. She gotta say she can beat whoever, because we're not gonna take it serious if she says she can beat whatever the girl name that she fighting. So
Exactly.
I know why she doing it. I'm just saying, like, let's be real though, y'all, because there's women that really think that she could do that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, you notice how all that pity went away for that Olympic woman boxer? Why do you think that was?
Right.
Because your eyes told the truth. She was what we thought she was.
Right.
It's a fucking dude, man.
Right. And they tried to gaslight us into something totally different.
Yeah.
They tried to gaslight the whole world.
And they changed the rules. So, but if she's a woman, how come she can't fight in this Olympics?
Yeah, they buried
that shit real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Lying
thank y'all
motherfuckers.
for hacking in. We did 2 hours. Thank you guys, John. I thank you because you're on the East Coast, bro. I know you need to get some rest. I appreciate you.
We're good, bro.
Dirty Raider. Thank you for pulling up on your boy. Hey,
Run
y'all,
that shit.
make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, and you know what it is.